Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And today we take a closer look at an update of a product we already covered on the channel, and that's from the HiDock P1. Those of you who saw that video will know what that thing does. It's an AI assistant, but with a twist, because it's like a man-in-the-middle design, so you can record everything you hear and talk in your Bluetooth headset. Yeah, so you can have your used surroundings and don't have to adjust to another workflow just with this little design here, or this little device here. And yeah, as said, it got updates, and what those updates do, we find out in that video. So let's go.
So let's start with what is, in my opinion, the biggest improvement here, and that's the audio quality when you're actually using your earphones during calls. As the P1 with its Blue Catch technology sits between your computer and your earphones, the P1 handles the entire audio flow, meaning you get sound from your computer into your earphones and your microphone signal goes back through the P1 into your system. In other words, it turns your Bluetooth headphones in a proper, fully integrated headset. But in the previous firmware version, the moment you entered a call, Blue Catch would switch over to your earphones built-in microphone and use the standard Bluetooth hands-free profile. And that's where the limitation came into play, because that hands-free mode is very hard compressed, and so the audio most of the time sounds distorted or pretty muffled. What you're hearing right now is the microphone of the P1. They claim it is podcast quality, and you can use that right now as a sound input device in your Zoom meetings, because you have to select not only the headphones in the software, you can also choose to use the microphones of the P1 as your input device. And it's pretty nice. I'm not sure if it's podcast quality already, but decide on your own, because right now you're hearing the sound quality from the P1, and so decide for yourself. Great addition, definitely, in this whole catalog. And that's not even everything they packed in on the quality side, because you get now two options when it comes to audio compression. 96 kilobits per second compressed or lossless 768 kilobits per second as WAV file format. And for straight playback, honestly, I couldn't tell the difference. But if you're doing any post-processing on the audio, the higher bitrate is where it matters, and good to have the choice either way, so choices are always welcome. But that's not everything they packed in that firmware, because we also get a cool vibe microphone mode. And yes, the name tells you everything you need to know, because it is intended for some vibe coding. For those who don't know what that is, it is just to tell an AI, I want to have a website that looks like this or that, and the AI does the rest. So you just code by telling or writing what you want, and not really writing code by yourself. And with the HiDock P1, you now have a dedicated mode to just do that, or at least in combination with some other services that put spoken words into written text, like Typeless. With that, it's pretty easy. Just connect it to your computer via Bluetooth, your little HiDock, and then you need that little orange light here. Then it is in the vibe microphone mode, connected to your computer, and then you can use it anywhere on your computer. So I think the name is a little bit misleading, or it narrows down the use case way too much, because you can just use it to write your own book or whatever, your blog posts, your Instagram captions. I don't care anything, because look at this. I am here right in Google Docs, and I just press the button like I would do in the whisper mode, but in the vibe mic mode, I just can start to talk and transcribe my text. And let's do that. Prompt will appear. I can now talk to my computer like I would just write those words on my keyboard. And the cool thing is, the AI in that case, okay, that's a typeless feature. It will also alter the text and delete all those little accidents I have while speaking, or just deletes every So I can just talk naturally, and I will get a cool looking text. So check it out. I just stop the whole recording and it starts thinking. So prompt will appear. I can now talk to my computer. The cool thing, tablets, and you also, or you can see, there's no such and it's pretty fast, as you have seen. This was all real time, no cut, so pretty cool feature also there. But let's transition to the biggest upgrade, the new HiNotes 3.0 software. First thing you're going to notice the moment you open the new HiDock software, of course, this means you already know the HiDock software, but everything feels a lot more organized now. If you look at the dashboard, everything you need is well structured and visible at the same time. Calendar, to-do lists, and your notes and thoughts and so on. And you can jump directly from here into the notes, for example, which also have been completely overhauled. There you can switch between notes without any detours and have everything at a glance. So here you can see overview of all your notes, and the detailed note description, and if you need it, also display the transcript. So it generally feels now like a proper control center and not just a note-taking app. And once you get past the new layout, the real upgrades are happening under the hood. The AI can now automatically pull actions items straight out of your meeting transcripts. No more going through everything manually. It highlights your tasks, assigns priorities, and even suggests deadline if you're in a lot of meeting. That's a pretty significant time saver. And it all stays flexible throughout. Want to add something to an AI generated text or to-do? Tweak the timing, change whatever, no problem. You can also throw in a detailed description to a to-do task if you want so, and so you have no more excuses if you forget a task. So be careful. And another cool thing worth mentioning that I really like is how it handles whispers now, or better said, what you can do with them now afterwards. Because in the past they were just unorganized little snippets of information, and now if you capture small ideas through the day, you can now combine all of them, or the ones you select, into a single document, and the AI turns it into a clean, structured summary or whatever you want with it. Because it's not a pre-made function, you can write your own prompt to get exactly what you need out of your notes. And that's a big win in my book. Which brings us to the different AI models depending on what you need. Something faster or something more capable, you switch it up per case or whatever you want. Overall, also here, this update just makes the whole thing feel more streamlined and more automated in everyday use. I mean, of course, it's always with new competitors in the market. Sometimes they just need to find their place, even if they have a strong positioning like HiDock does with their man-in-the-middle design, Bluetooth capturing. But there's always room for some improvement or for better positioning. And honestly, it feels like they're getting really close here to find what their thing really is and what sets them apart from the competition. But what sets them apart from the competition, definitely for me, is their approach to transcription. It's free. No monthly limits, no credit warnings, none of that. So the moment you own a HiDock, you get also the hardware, the P1 for example, or any other device from HiDock, you get unlimited AI transcription. So as many notes as you want with the AI handling everything in the background, you don't have to worry about it. But of course, they offer some subscriptions if you want some more advanced AI features like speaker identification, extra AI templates, or custom prompts. And for that, there's a pro membership available. But the core experience doesn't require it. So you can just buy that thing, transcribe your whole day, and be happy about it. And for me, that's the far more approachable way to go about it. You buy the hardware, see what you actually need in everyday life, and go from here. If you're on your own and just want a sophisticated dictation device, the free plan will honestly cover you just fine. But if you're regularly sitting in meetings with 3 or more people and need to summarize that information all the time, then a pro membership or higher starts to make sense a lot. But that's not the case for everyone, and that's exactly the point. You have the choice, and I think that's really great.
And that's about it from my side about the new updates from HiDock and their HiDock P1 and their HiNotes 3.0 software. And yeah, some great additions here done and some useful upgrades really. And the biggest advantage for me in this whole design still is the point that you don't have a subscription fee to use those transcription services. It will be free. You don't have to pay extra, no subscription fees, just for some extra pro features, of course, biggest advantage. But that's not an upgrade point, that was also in the past the case. But for me, the biggest update in terms of new features or a different approach into things is they use a different Bluetooth technology, so you don't have this noisy quality you were used from old Bluetooth headsets. So right now you have this crystal clear sound, and this is really an improvement to the past version of the HiDock P1 workflow ecosystem, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, if you want to find out more about the HiDock P1 in general or the new updates they got in their software, check out the description below. There you find all the links you need, and not sure, maybe also some discount code for the hardware, but not sure. Just check out the description below. And if you have more questions we didn't answer in that video, drop us a comment. If you liked that video, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to follow the channel and hit the bell button so we can see each other next time. And so long, I wish you a beautiful and perfectly fine transcribed day, and say bye bye.